Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Flow State. I'm Natasha, and today we're going on a very special journey together. This is not just another English lesson. This is something magical, something powerful. While you rest, while you sleep, your mind is going to absorb English naturally, effortlessly, the way a child learns their first language. So get comfortable. Close your eyes if you'd like. Let my voice guide you into a state of deep learning and relaxation. Before we begin, I want you to take a deep breath. Breathe in slowly through your nose, hold it for a moment, and breathe out through your mouth. Feel your body relaxing. Feel the tension leaving your shoulders, your neck, your face. Good. You're doing wonderful. Tonight, we're going to practice real English, the kind of English you'll actually use in your daily life. And the beautiful thing is, you don't have to work hard. You don't have to stress. Just listen. Just relax. Your subconscious mind is incredibly powerful. It's always working, always learning, even when you sleep. Let's start with something simple, something you'll use every single day. Greetings. Listen carefully. Good morning. Good morning. Can you repeat that in your mind? Good morning. Beautiful. Now let's make it warmer, more friendly. Good morning. How are you today? Good morning. How are you today? Feel the friendliness in those words. Feel the smile in the voice. Now let's try another one. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is what you say after 12 noon. Good afternoon. It's nice to see you. Good afternoon. It's nice to see you. Repeat after me silently. Let the words flow naturally. And when the sun goes down, we say, good evening. Good evening. Notice how smooth that sounds. Good evening. How was your day? Good evening. How was your day? Can you feel the rhythm? The natural flow? That's English music. That's what we're learning. But what about when you meet someone for the first time? You say, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. This is so important. Nice to meet you. Or you can say, it's a pleasure to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. A little more formal, a little more elegant. Both are perfect. Now let's practice responding. When someone says good morning to you, you can simply say, good morning. Or you can add more. Good morning. I'm doing great, thanks. How about you? Good morning. I'm doing great, thanks. How about you? Listen to how natural that sounds. It's like a gentle conversation between friends. Let me give you another response. Good morning. I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. Good morning. I'm wonderful. Thank you for asking. Notice the gratitude? Thank you for asking. This shows you care. This makes you sound warm and genuine. Here's something interesting. In English, we often ask, how are you? But we don't always expect a long answer. It's more like a friendly greeting. So when someone asks, how are you? You can say, I'm good, thanks. And you? I'm good, thanks. And you? Simple, easy, natural. Or you might say, I'm doing well, thank you. I'm doing well, thank you. Notice I said well, not good. Both are fine, but doing well is a little more proper, more correct grammatically. Either way, people will understand you perfectly. Now let's add some variety. Not bad, how about you? Not bad, how about you? This is very common, very casual. Or you might say, pretty good, thanks. Pretty good, thanks. Hear how relaxed that sounds? That's real conversational English. Sometimes you might not feel great. That's okay. You can be honest. I'm a bit tired today, but I'm okay. I'm a bit tired today, but I'm okay. See? You're being real. You're being human. That's beautiful English communication. Let's practice some basic introductions now. Listen carefully. My name is Sarah. My name is Sarah. Now you try with your name. In your mind, say, my name is, and then your name. Good. Now let's try another way. I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. Shorter, more casual, very friendly. Here's a complete introduction. Hi, I'm Sarah. I work as a teacher. It's nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Sarah. I work as a teacher. It's nice to meet you. Did you hear the flow? Did you feel the rhythm? That's what we're practicing. Not just words, but the music of English. Now let's imagine you're responding. Someone introduces themselves to you. You say, "Nice to meet you too, Sarah. I'm David." "Nice to meet you too, Sarah. I'm David." See how you repeated their name? That's a great technique. It shows you're listening. It builds connection. Let's practice some everyday questions. Questions you'll hear all the time. First, where are you from? Where are you from? This is usually the first question after introductions. You can answer, "I'm from Japan." "I'm from Japan." Or wherever you're from. "I'm from Brazil." "I'm from Korea." "I'm from Vietnam." "I'm from India." Choose your country and practice in your mind. Now someone might ask, "What do you do?" What do you do? They're asking about your job. You can say, "I'm a student." "I'm a student." Or, "I work in marketing." "I work in marketing." Or, "I'm a software developer." "I'm a software developer." Whatever your situation is, you can express it clearly and confidently. Here's another common question. Do you live around here? Do you live around here? You might answer, "Yes, I live nearby." "Yes, I live nearby." Or, "No, I'm just visiting." "No, I'm just visiting." Short, simple, perfect. Let's practice making small talk. Small talk are those light, friendly conversations we have every day. The weather is a favorite topic. You might say, "It's a beautiful day today, isn't it?" "It's a beautiful day today, isn't it?" That "isn't it" at the end? That's called a tag question. It invites the other person to agree with you. Or you might say, "The weather's been really nice lately." "The weather's been really nice lately." Notice how I used weathers? That's a contraction of weather has. We use contractions all the time in spoken English. They make us sound more natural, more fluent. What if it's raining? You could say, "It's really coming down out there." "It's really coming down out there." Coming down means raining heavily. Or simply, "It's pouring outside." "It's pouring outside." Pouring also means heavy rain. Now let's practice expressing gratitude. This is so important in English. Thank you. Thank you. Simple and powerful, but we can say it in many ways. Thanks so much. Thanks so much. More casual, very friendly. Or, thank you very much. Thank you very much. A bit more formal, very polite. When someone does something really helpful, you might say, "I really appreciate it." "I really appreciate it." Or, "I can't thank you enough." "I can't thank you enough." This shows deep gratitude. This shows the person truly helped you. And how do you respond when someone thanks you? You say, "You're welcome." "You're welcome." Classic, always appropriate. Or, "No problem." "No problem." Very casual, very common. Or, "My pleasure." "My pleasure." This is elegant. This is warm. Here's a more casual one. "No worries." "No worries." Very relaxed, very friendly. Or, "Anytime." "Anytime." This means you're happy to help whenever they need it. Let's practice apologizing. Even though we don't like to make mistakes, it happens. When you need to apologize, you say, "I'm sorry." "I'm sorry." Clear and sincere. Or, "I apologize." "I apologize." A bit more formal. If you bump into someone, you say, "Excuse me." "Excuse me." Or, "Sorry about that." "Sorry about that." Quick, polite, perfect for small accidents. When you're really sorry, you can say, "I'm so sorry about that." "I'm so sorry about that." Or, "I sincerely apologize." "I sincerely apologize." This shows you truly mean it. And when someone apologizes to you, you say, "That's okay." "That's okay." Or, "Don't worry about it." "Don't worry about it." Or, "It's no big deal." "It's no big deal." These responses show you forgive them, that everything is fine. Now let's practice making requests. This is something you'll do every single day. "Can you help me?" "Can you help me?" Simple, direct, polite. Or, "Could you help me, please?" "Could you help me, please?" Adding please makes it even more polite. "Would you mind helping me?" "Would you mind helping me?" This is very polite, very respectful. Or, "I was wondering if you could help me." "I was wondering if you could help me." This is gentle, very polite,
perfect for formal situations. At a restaurant, you might say, "Could I have a glass of water, please? Could I have a glass of water, please?" Or, "I'd like to order the pasta, please. I'd like to order the pasta, please." Hear how polite that sounds? That please at the end makes all the difference. Let's practice asking for permission. "May I use your phone? May I use your phone?" Very polite. Or, "Do you mind if I sit here? Do you mind if I sit here?" You're asking permission in a respectful way. "Is it okay if I open the window? Is it okay if I open the window?" Casual, but still polite. Or, "Would it be all right if I left early? Would it be all right if I left early?" Perfect for work situations. Now let's learn how to offer help. This shows you're kind, you're thoughtful. "Can I help you with that? Can I help you with that?" Simple and generous. Or, "Do you need any help? Do you need any help?" You're offering your assistance.
Let's practice expressing opinions. This is how you share your thoughts, your ideas. "In my opinion, this is a great idea." "In my opinion, this is a great idea." You're stating clearly that this is what you think. Or you might say, "I think this is really interesting." "I think this is really interesting." More casual, more conversational. Or, "I believe we should try this." "I believe we should try this." Believe is a bit stronger than think. It shows conviction. Here's another way. "From my perspective, this makes sense." "From my perspective, this makes sense." This is thoughtful, this is professional. Or, "The way I see it, we have two options." "The way I see it, we have two options." Very natural, very fluent. Sometimes you want to be less direct. You might say, "It seems to me that this could work." "It seems to me that this could work." You're being careful, you're being diplomatic. Or, "I feel like this is the right approach." "I feel like this is the right approach." More emotional, more personal. Now, what if you disagree with someone? You want to be polite, right? You say, "I see what you mean, but I think differently." "I see what you mean, but I think differently." You're acknowledging their view first. That's respectful. Or, "That's a good point. However, I have a different opinion." "That's a good point. However, I have a different opinion." See how you're being diplomatic? You're disagreeing without being disagreeable. Here's another gentle way. "I understand your perspective, but have you considered this?" "I understand your perspective, but have you considered this?" You're opening a dialogue, not shutting them down. Or simply, "I respectfully disagree." "I respectfully disagree." Short, clear, but still polite. The word respectfully makes all the difference. Let's practice agreeing with someone. This is easier and feels great. "I completely agree." "I completely agree." Strong and clear. Or, "That's exactly what I think." "That's exactly what I think." You're showing you're on the same page. You could say, "I couldn't agree more." "I couldn't agree more." This means you agree 100%. Or, "You're absolutely right." "You're absolutely right." You're validating their opinion completely. Here's a casual one. "Totally." "Totally." Just one word, but it shows complete agreement. Or, "Exactly." "Exactly." Same thing, very common in conversation. Now let's practice expressing uncertainty. You don't always know the answer, and that's okay. "I'm not sure." "I'm not sure." Honest and simple. Or, "I don't know, to be honest." "I don't know, to be honest." You're being truthful. You might say, "I'm not certain about that." "I'm not certain about that." Or, "I'd have to think about it." "I'd have to think about it." You're not saying no, you're just saying you need time. Here's a useful phrase. "I have no idea." "I have no idea." Very casual, very honest. Or, "Your guess is as good as mine." "Your guess is as good as mine." This means you really don't know, and neither does anyone else probably. Let's learn how to make suggestions. This is how you propose ideas. "Why don't we try this approach?" "Why don't we try this approach?" You're making a gentle suggestion. Or, "How about we meet tomorrow?" "How about we meet tomorrow?" Casual and friendly. "We could go to the movies." "We could go to the movies." You're offering a possibility. Or, "Maybe we should consider other options." "Maybe we should consider other options." You're being diplomatic, keeping things open. Here's another way. "What if we did it this way?" "What if we did it this way?" You're proposing an alternative. Or, "Have you thought about trying something different?" "Have you thought about trying something different?" You're encouraging new thinking. Let's practice making plans. This is something you'll do constantly. "What are you doing this weekend?" "What are you doing this weekend?" A common question among friends. You might answer, "I'm planning to relax at home." "I'm planning to relax at home." Or, "I'm thinking about going to the beach." "I'm thinking about going to the beach." You're sharing your tentative plans. Or, "I haven't decided yet. What about you?" "I haven't decided yet. What about you?"
You're being honest and turning the question back to them. When you want to invite someone, you say, "Would you like to join me for coffee? Would you like to join me for coffee?" Polite and friendly. Or, "Do you want to grab lunch sometime? Do you want to grab lunch sometime?" More casual, very natural. Here's another invitation. "I'm having a party on Saturday. Would you like to come?" "I'm having a party on Saturday. Would you like to come?" Clear and welcoming. Or, "We're going out tonight. You should come with us." "We're going out tonight. You should come with us." Enthusiastic and inclusive. Now let's practice responding to invitations. If you want to accept, you say, "I'd love to." "I'd love to." Enthusiastic and positive. Or, "That sounds great. I'm in." "That sounds great. I'm in." Very casual, very friendly. You could say, "Sure, I'd be happy to join you." "Sure, I'd be happy to join you." Polite and pleased. Or, "Absolutely. What time?" "Absolutely. What time?" You're accepting and asking for details. But what if you can't go? You need to decline politely. "I'd love to, but I already have plans." "I'd love to, but I already have plans." You're showing you wish you could, but you can't. Or, "I'm sorry, I can't make it." "I'm sorry, I can't make it." Straightforward and apologetic. Here's another way. "Unfortunately, I'm not available that day." "Unfortunately, I'm not available that day." Formal and polite. Or, "I wish I could, but I have a prior commitment." "I wish I could, but I have a prior commitment." This sounds professional and respectful. Let's talk about expressing feelings. This helps you connect with people on a deeper level. "I'm really happy today." "I'm really happy today." Simple and joyful. Or, "I'm feeling great." "I'm feeling great." Positive and energetic. When you're excited, you say, "I'm so excited about this." "I'm so excited about this." Your enthusiasm shows. Or, "I can't wait." "I can't wait." This means you're really looking forward to something. But sometimes you feel down. That's human. You can say, "I'm feeling a bit sad today." "I'm feeling a bit sad today." It's okay to be honest. Or, "I'm not having a great day." "I'm not having a great day." People will understand and support you. When you're stressed, you might say, "I'm feeling overwhelmed." "I'm feeling overwhelmed." This tells people you have too much on your plate. Or, "I'm under a lot of pressure right now." "I'm under a lot of pressure right now." People will give you space and understanding. Here's how you express sympathy when someone else is struggling. "I'm sorry to hear that." "I'm sorry to hear that." You're showing you care. Or, "That sounds really difficult." "That sounds really difficult." You're acknowledging their struggle. You might say, "I understand how you feel." "I understand how you feel." You're showing empathy. Or, "If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know." "If there's anything I can do to help, please let me know." You're offering support. Let's talk about the future. This is how you share your dreams and plans. "I'm going to visit Paris next year." "I'm going to visit Paris next year." You're stating a definite plan. Or, "I'm planning to start a new job soon." "I'm planning to start a new job soon." You're sharing your intentions. When you're less certain, you say, "I might travel to Japan." "I might travel to Japan." You're expressing possibility. Or, "I'm thinking about learning to play guitar." "I'm thinking about learning to play guitar." You're considering it, but haven't decided yet. Here's how you express hopes and dreams. "I hope to buy a house someday." "I hope to buy a house someday." You're sharing a long-term goal. Or, "I dream of becoming fluent in English." And you will. You're doing it right now. Let's talk about the past. This is how you share your experiences. "I went to the beach yesterday." "I went to the beach yesterday." Simple past tense, very clear. Or, "I had a great time at the party." "I had a great time at the party." You're sharing a positive memory. When you talk about experiences, you say, "I've been to London 3 times." "I've been to London 3 times." You're using present perfect because it's relevant to now. Or, "I've never tried sushi before." "I've never tried sushi before." You're talking about your life experience up to this point. Here's how you tell a story. "Last weekend, I went hiking with my friends." "Last weekend, I went hiking with my friends." You're setting the scene. Then you continue. "The weather was perfect and the views were amazing." "The weather was perfect and the views were amazing." You're adding details. Then you might say, "We stopped for lunch at a small cafe." "We stopped for lunch at a small cafe." You're moving the story forward. And finally, "It was one of the best days I've had in a long time." "It was one of the best days I've had in a long time." You're concluding with your feelings. Let's practice asking for information. This is crucial for daily life. "Excuse me, where is the nearest bank?" "Excuse me, where is the nearest bank?" Polite and clear. Or, "Could you tell me how to get to the train station?" "Could you tell me how to get to the train station?" You're asking for directions. When you need clarification, you say,
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat it? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. Could you repeat it? You're being honest that you didn't understand. Or, could you speak a bit more slowly, please? Could you speak a bit more slowly, please? This is perfectly fine to ask. Here's an useful phrase. What does that mean? What does that mean? Simple and direct when you don't understand a word. Or, could you explain that in a different way? Could you explain that in a different way? You're asking for clarification. Let's practice giving directions. Someone might ask you for help. Go straight for 2 blocks. Go straight for 2 blocks. Clear and specific. Then turn left at the traffic light. Then turn left at the traffic light. You're giving step-by-step instructions. You might say, it's on your right next to the coffee shop. It's on your right next to the coffee shop. You're giving a landmark to help them. Or, you can't miss it. It's the tall building with the blue sign. You can't miss it. It's the tall building with the blue sign. Very helpful and descriptive.
Let's practice shopping conversations. You'll use these all the time. When you enter a store, someone might ask, "Can I help you find something? Can I help you find something?" You can respond, "I'm just looking, thanks." I'm just looking, thanks. This means you want to browse alone. Or you might say, "Yes, I'm looking for a blue shirt." Yes, I'm looking for a blue shirt. You're being specific about what you need. The salesperson might then ask, "What size do you need?" What size do you need? You answer, "I need a medium, please." I need a medium, please. When you want to try something on, you say, "Can I try this on? Can I try this on?" Or, "Where are the fitting rooms? Where are the fitting rooms?" Both are perfectly natural questions. After trying something on, you might say, "This fits perfectly, I'll take it." This fits perfectly, I'll take it. You've made your decision. Or, "This is too small, do you have a larger size?" This is too small, do you have a larger size? You're asking for an alternative. When you're ready to pay, you ask, "How much is this? How much is this?" Or, "What's the total? What's the total?" The cashier might say, "That'll be $50. That'll be $50. You respond, "Can I pay by card? Can I pay by card?" Or, "Do you accept credit cards? Do you accept credit cards?" Here's another useful question. Do you have this in a different color? Do you have this in a different color? You like the item but want options. Or, "Is this on sale? Is this on sale?" You're checking if there's a discount. Let's practice restaurant conversations. When you arrive, the host might say, "How many in your party? How many in your party?" You answer, "Just 2, please. Just 2, please." Or, "There are 4 of us. There are 4 of us." The host might say, "Right this way. Right this way." They're leading you to your table. Then your server will be right with you. Your server will be right with you. You just wait patiently. When the server arrives, they say, "Hi, I'm Mike. I'll be taking care of you today. Hi, I'm Mike. I'll be taking care of you today." You can simply smile and say, "Thank you. Thank you." They'll ask, "Can I start you off with something to drink? Can I start you off with something to drink?" You might say, "I'll have water, please. I'll have water, please." Or, "Can I see the drink menu? Can I see the drink menu?" When you're ready to order food, you say, "I'd like the grilled salmon, please. I'd like the grilled salmon, please." Or, "I'll have the pasta. I'll have the pasta." Simple and clear. The server might ask, "How would you like that cooked? How would you like that cooked?" If it's a steak, you say, "Medium rare, please. Medium rare, please." Or, "Well done. Well done." Whatever your preference is. They might also ask, "Would you like anything else with that? Would you like anything else with that?" You could say, "Yes, I'd like a side salad. Yes, I'd like a side salad." Or, "No, that's all for now, thank you. No, that's all for now, thank you." During the meal, the server checks on you. "How is everything? How is everything?" You respond, "Everything is delicious, thank you. Everything is delicious, thank you." Or, "This is really good. This is really good." If something is wrong, you say politely, "Excuse me, this isn't what I ordered. Excuse me, this isn't what I ordered." Or, "Could you bring me a different fork? This one is dirty. Could you bring me a different fork? This one is dirty." Always be polite but clear. When you're finished, the server asks, "Can I get you anything else? Can I get you anything else?" You might say, "Just the check, please. Just the check, please." Or, "We're all set, thank you. We're all set, thank you." Let's practice phone conversations. When you answer the phone, you say, "Hello? Hello?" Simple. Or in a professional setting, "This is Sarah speaking. This is Sarah speaking." When you make a call, you say, "Hi, this is David. May I speak to John?" "Hi, this is David. May I speak to John?" You're identifying yourself and asking for who you need. If the person isn't available, you might hear, "I'm sorry, he's not available right now. I'm sorry, he's not available right now." You can say, "Could you ask him to call me back? Could you ask him to call me back?" Or, "May I leave a message? May I leave a message?" When you leave a message, you say, "Could you tell him that David called? Could you tell him that David called?" Or, "Please let her know I called about the meeting. Please let her know I called about the meeting." If you dial a wrong number, you say, "I'm sorry, I think I have the wrong number. I'm sorry, I think I have the wrong number." Polite and acknowledging the mistake. Let's practice at the doctor's office. When you call to make an appointment, you say, "I'd like to schedule an appointment. I'd like to schedule an appointment." They'll ask, "What's the reason for your visit? What's the reason for your visit?" You explain, "I haven't been feeling well. I haven't been feeling well."
They might ask, when are you available? When are you available? You respond, I'm free on Thursday afternoon. I'm free on Thursday afternoon. Or, anytime next week works for me. Anytime next week works for me. At the appointment, the doctor asks, what brings you in today? What brings you in today? You explain, I've had a headache for 3 days. I've had a headache for 3 days. Or, I think I have a fever. I think I have a fever. The doctor might ask, how long have you had these symptoms? How long have you had these symptoms? You answer, it started on Monday. It started on Monday. Or, for about a week now. For about a week now. Let's practice talking about hobbies and interests. This helps you connect with people. What do you like to do in your free time? What do you like to do in your free time? Someone might ask you this. You can say, I enjoy reading. I enjoy reading. Or, I love playing tennis. I love playing tennis. You might say, I'm really into photography. I'm really into photography. Being into something means you're passionate about it. Or, I'm a big fan of cooking. I'm a big fan of cooking. You're showing enthusiasm. When someone shares their hobby, you respond, that sounds interesting. How did you get into that? That sounds interesting. How did you get into that? You're showing genuine interest. Or, I've always wanted to try that. I've always wanted to try that. You're finding common ground. Let's practice talking about work. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? This is a common question. You might answer, I work in finance. I work in finance. General but informative. Or more specifically, I'm a graphic designer. I'm a graphic designer. Clear about your profession. Or, I run my own business. I run my own business. This means you're an entrepreneur. Someone might ask, how long have you been doing that? How long have you been doing that? You answer, for about 5 years now. For about 5 years now. Or, I just started recently. I just started recently. When talking about your job, you might say, I really enjoy what I do. I really enjoy what I do. Positive and content. Or, it's challenging but rewarding. It's challenging but rewarding. You're being honest about both aspects. If you don't love your job, you might say diplomatically, it pays the bills. It pays the bills. This means it's not your passion, but it's practical. Or, I'm looking for something new actually. I'm looking for something new actually. You're being honest about seeking change. Let's practice expressing preferences. This helps you make choices and communicate clearly. I prefer coffee over tea. I prefer coffee over tea. You're stating a clear preference. Or, I like the blue one better. I like the blue one better. Simple comparison. You might say, I'd rather stay home tonight. I'd rather stay home tonight. You're expressing what you'd prefer to do. Or, if it's up to me, I choose the Italian restaurant. If it's up to me, I choose the Italian restaurant. You're offering your preference while being diplomatic. Here's another way. I'm more of a morning person. I'm more of a morning person. You're describing your nature. Or, I'm not really a fan of horror movies. I'm not really a fan of horror movies. You're politely saying you don't like something. Let's practice making comparisons. This helps you express your thoughts clearly. This one is bigger than that one. This one is bigger than that one. Simple comparison. Or, she's taller than her brother. She's taller than her brother. Comparing people. When you want to say something is the most, you say, this is the best pizza I've ever had. This is the best pizza I've ever had. Superlative, showing it's number one. Or, that was the worst movie I've seen. That was the worst movie I've seen. The opposite end. You can also say, this is just as good as the other one. This is just as good as the other one. They're equal in quality. Or, it's not as expensive as I thought. It's not as expensive as I thought. You're comparing to your expectation. Let's practice expressing probability. How likely is something to happen? It'll probably rain tomorrow. It'll probably rain tomorrow. You think it's likely. Or, she might come to the party. She might come to the party. There's a possibility. You could say, I doubt that will happen. I doubt that will happen. You think it's unlikely. Or, there's a chance we'll finish early. There's a chance we'll finish early. It's possible but not certain. Here's how you express certainty. I'm sure about this. I'm sure about this. You're confident. Or, I'm positive he said Tuesday. I'm positive he said Tuesday. You're very certain.
Let's practice giving compliments. This is such a wonderful way to connect with people and brighten their day. I love your shirt. I love your shirt. Simple and genuine. Or, that color looks great on you. That color looks great on you. You're being specific about what you like. You might say, you did an amazing job on that presentation. You did an amazing job on that presentation. You're praising someone's work. Or, your English is really improving. Your English is really improving. You're encouraging their progress. Here's a nice compliment. You have great taste in music. You have great taste in music. You're complimenting their choices. Or, that's such a beautiful necklace. That's such a beautiful necklace. You're noticing details. When someone compliments you, how do you respond? You say, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Gracious and appreciative. Or simply, thanks, I appreciate that. Thanks, I appreciate that. Short and sincere. You might also say, thank you, I'm glad you think so. Thank you, I'm glad you think so. You're accepting the compliment warmly. Or, that means a lot coming from you. That means a lot coming from you. You're showing their opinion matters to you. Let's practice talking about the weather in more detail. The weather affects our daily lives and is a great conversation starter. It's gorgeous outside today. It's gorgeous outside today.
Gorgeous means beautiful, perfect weather. Or, what a lovely day. What a lovely day. You're expressing appreciation for nice weather. When it's hot, you say, it's scorching out there. It's scorching out there. Scorching means extremely hot. Or, it's sweltering today. It's sweltering today. Another way to say it's uncomfortably hot. You might say, I'm melting in this heat. I'm melting in this heat. This is a bit dramatic, but very common. Or, it must be over 90 degrees. It must be over 90 degrees. You're estimating the temperature. When it's cold, you say, it's freezing outside. It's freezing outside. Very cold. Or, it's absolutely frigid. It's absolutely frigid. Even colder, more intense. You could say, I can see my breath out there. I can see my breath out there. This happens when it's very cold. Or, make sure to bundle up. Make sure to bundle up. Bundle up means dress warmly in many layers. When it's rainy, you say, it's been drizzling all morning. It's been drizzling all morning. Drizzling is light rain. Or, we're in for a storm. We're in for a storm. You're predicting bad weather is coming. You might say, I hope this rain lets up soon. I hope this rain lets up soon. Lets up means stops or becomes lighter. Or, at least the rain will cool things down. At least the rain will cool things down. You're finding the positive side. Let's practice expressing surprise. This adds emotion and personality to your English. Wow, that's incredible. Wow, that's incredible. You're amazed. Or, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You're shocked in a good way. You might say, are you serious? Are you serious? You're surprised and want confirmation. Or, no way. No way. Casual expression of disbelief. Here's another one. That's amazing. That's amazing. You're impressed and delighted. Or, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Strong surprise. Could be positive or negative depending on context. When something bad surprises you, you say, oh no, oh no. Simple expression of dismay. Or, that's terrible. That's terrible. You're expressing sympathy or concern. Let's practice expressing confusion. Sometimes you just don't understand, and that's okay. I'm confused. I'm confused. Direct and honest. Or, I don't understand. I don't understand. Clear communication that you need help. You might say, wait, what do you mean? Wait, what do you mean? You're asking for clarification. Or, can you run that by me again? Can you run that by me again? Run that by me means explain it again. Here's another way. I'm not following. I'm not following. This means you're lost in the conversation. Or, could you clarify that? Could you clarify that? You're politely asking for more explanation. Let's practice expressing frustration. Everyone feels frustrated sometimes. This is so frustrating. This is so frustrating. You're expressing your annoyance. Or, I'm getting frustrated with this. I'm getting frustrated with this. You're explaining your growing irritation. You might say, this is driving me crazy. This is driving me crazy. Driving me crazy means making you very frustrated. Or, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this. You've reached your limit. Here's a milder version. This is a bit annoying. This is a bit annoying. Not too strong, just a little bothered. Or, it's getting on my nerves. It's getting on my nerves. Another way to say something is annoying you. Let's practice expressing relief. When something works out, you feel relieved. Thank goodness that's over. Thank goodness that's over. You're glad something difficult has ended. Or, what a relief. What a relief. Short and expressive. You might say, I'm so glad that worked out. I'm so glad that worked out. You're expressing happiness about a positive outcome. Or, that's a weight off my shoulders. That's a weight off my shoulders. This means you feel much lighter, less burdened. Here's another phrase. I can finally relax now. I can finally relax now. You've been stressed and now you can rest. Or, everything turned out fine after all. Everything turned out fine after all. You're acknowledging that your worries were unnecessary. Let's practice talking about family. Family is a common and safe topic. Do you have any siblings? Do you have any siblings? You're asking about brothers and sisters. You might answer, yes, I have one brother and one sister. Yes, I have one brother and one sister. Or you say, no, I'm an only child. No, I'm an only child. This means you have no siblings. Someone might then ask, are you close with your family? Are you close with your family? You could respond, yes, we're very close. Yes, we're very close. Or, we talk regularly. We talk regularly. You might share, my sister lives nearby. My sister lives nearby. You're giving information about proximity. Or, my brother lives abroad. My brother lives abroad. Abroad means in another country. When talking about parents, you might say, my parents are retired. My parents are retired. They're no longer working. Or, my mom is a teacher. My mom is a teacher. You're sharing their profession. Let's practice talking about travel. This is an exciting topic everyone enjoys. Have you traveled much? Have you traveled much? You're asking about their experience. You might answer, I love traveling. I try to go somewhere new every year. I love traveling. I try to go somewhere new every year. Or you say, I haven't traveled as much as I'd like to. I haven't traveled as much as I'd like to. You're being honest about wanting more travel experience. Someone might ask, what's your favorite place you visited? What's your favorite place you visited? You could respond, I absolutely love Thailand. I absolutely love Thailand. You're expressing strong positive feelings. Or, Italy was incredible. The food, the culture, everything. Italy was incredible. The food, the culture, everything. You're giving reasons why you loved it. You might say, I've always wanted to visit Japan. I've always wanted to visit Japan. You're sharing a travel dream. Or, where would you recommend I go? Where would you recommend I go? You're asking for their advice. Let's practice discussing food preferences. Food is universal and everyone has opinions. What kind of food do you like? What kind of food do you like? A common question. You might answer, I love Italian food. I love Italian food. Clear preference. Or, I'm a huge fan of spicy food. I'm a huge fan of spicy food. You like things hot. Or, I'm more into comfort food. I'm more into comfort food. Comfort food means familiar, homey dishes. Someone might ask, are you a vegetarian? Are you a vegetarian? You could say, yes, I don't eat meat. Yes, I don't eat meat. Or, no, but I try to eat healthy. No, but I try to eat healthy. You might share, I can't eat dairy. I'm lactose intolerant. I can't eat dairy. I'm lactose intolerant. You're explaining a dietary restriction. Or, I'm allergic to nuts. I'm allergic to nuts. Important information to share. Let's practice expressing likes and dislikes more deeply. I'm passionate about photography. I'm passionate about photography. Passionate means you feel strongly, you love it deeply. Or, I'm really into hiking. I'm really into hiking. You enjoy it a lot. You might say, I can't get enough of this show. I can't get enough of this show. This means you love it so much you want more and more. Or, I'm obsessed with learning languages. I'm obsessed with learning languages. Extremely interested. It's a big part of your life.
I'm not a fan of action movies. I'm not a fan of action movies. Polite way to express dislike. Or, that's not really my thing. That's not really my thing. Casual and diplomatic. You might say, I can't stand loud music. I can't stand loud music. Can't stand means you really dislike it. Or, I'm not into sports. I'm not into sports. Not into means not interested in. Let's practice expressing needs and wants. This is essential for getting what you need. I need to buy groceries. I need to buy groceries. A necessity, something you must do. Or, I want to learn French. I want to learn French. A desire, something you'd like to do. You might say, I could really use a vacation. I could really use a vacation. Could use means you need it or would benefit from it. Or, I'd love to get a new phone. I'd love to get a new phone. You're expressing a strong want. Here's how you talk about necessities. I have to finish this report by Friday. I have to finish this report by Friday. It's obligatory, required. Or, I need to call my mom today. I need to call my mom today. Something important you must do. Let's practice expressing ability. What can you do? What are you good at? I can speak 3 languages. I can speak 3 languages. You're stating a skill. Or, I'm able to work under pressure. I'm able to work under pressure. You're describing a capability. You might say, I'm good at solving problems. I'm good at solving problems. You're confident in the skill. Or, I know how to play the piano. I know how to play the piano. You have this ability. When you can't do something, you say, I can't swim. I can't swim. You don't have this ability. Or, I'm not able to attend the meeting. I'm not able to attend the meeting. You're unable to do something specific. You could say, I don't know how to drive. I don't know how to drive. You haven't learned this skill. Or, I'm not very good at math. I'm not very good at math. You're acknowledging a weakness. Let's practice giving advice. Sometimes people need guidance. If I were you, I'd take the job. If I were you, I'd take the job. You're putting yourself in their position. Or, you should definitely try that restaurant. You should definitely try that restaurant. Strong recommendation. You might say, why don't you talk to him about it? Why don't you talk to him about it? Gentle suggestion in question form. Or, have you considered taking a class? Have you considered taking a class? You're proposing an option they might not have thought of. Here's another way. It might be a good idea to save some money first. It might be a good idea to save some money first. Softer advice, not too pushy. Or, I'd recommend getting a second opinion. I'd recommend getting a second opinion. Professional, thoughtful advice. Let's practice asking for advice. You don't have to know everything. What do you think I should do? What do you think I should do? Direct request for their opinion. Or, can I get your advice on something? Can I get your advice on something? Polite way to ask. You might say, I'm not sure what to do here. I'm not sure what to do here. You're expressing uncertainty and opening the door for advice. Or, what would you do in my situation? What would you do in my situation? You're asking them to put themselves in your shoes. Let's practice expressing obligation and prohibition.
Things you must do or must not do. I have to wake up early tomorrow. I have to wake up early tomorrow. It's necessary, required. Or, we must finish this project by Monday. We must finish this project by Monday. Strong obligation. You might say, I'm supposed to meet her at 3. I'm supposed to meet her at 3. It's arranged, it's expected. Or, I need to remember to call him. I need to remember to call him. Personal obligation to yourself. For prohibition, you say, you can't park here. You can't park here. It's not allowed. Or, we're not allowed to use our phones during the test. We're not allowed to use our phones during the test. It's forbidden by rules. You might say, you shouldn't eat that. It's expired. You shouldn't eat that. It's expired. Strong advice against doing something. Or, we're not supposed to be in here. We're not supposed to be in here. It's against the rules. Let's practice expressing possibility and impossibility. It's possible that she'll come. It's possible that she'll come. There's a chance. Or, he might be late. He might be late. Maybe, perhaps. You could say, there's a good chance we'll win. There's a good chance we'll win. Probability is high. Or, it could happen. It could happen. Acknowledging possibility. For impossibility, you say, that's impossible. That's impossible. It cannot happen. Or, there's no way we can finish in time. There's no way we can finish in time. Definitely cannot happen. You might say, it's highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely. Very low probability, but not completely impossible. Or, I doubt that's true. I doubt that's true. You don't believe it's possible. Let's practice expressing habits and routines. I usually wake up at 7. I usually wake up at 7. This is your normal pattern. Or, I always have coffee in the morning. I always have coffee in the morning. Every single day, without exception. You might say, I often go to the gym after work. I often go to the gym after work. Frequently, but not always. Or, I sometimes read before bed. I sometimes read before bed. Occasionally, not regularly. Here's how you talk about things you rarely do. I hardly ever watch TV. I hardly ever watch TV. Very rarely, almost never. Or, I seldom eat fast food. I seldom eat fast food. Not often at all. For things you never do, you say, I never skip breakfast. I never skip breakfast. Not even once. Or, I don't drink alcohol. I don't drink alcohol. A personal choice. Zero frequency. Let's practice expressing conditions. Things that depend on other things. If it rains, we'll stay inside. If it rains, we'll stay inside. One thing depends on another. Or, unless you hurry, we'll be late. Unless you hurry, we'll be late. Except if not. You might say, I'll go if you go. I'll go if you go. Your action depends on theirs. Or, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. One thing ensures another. Here's another structure. Provided that you finish your work, you can leave early. Provided that you finish your work, you can leave early, on the condition that. Or, in case it gets cold, bring a jacket. In case it gets cold, bring a jacket. As a precaution, preparing for a possibility. Let's practice expressing cause and effect. Why did something happen? What's the result? I'm tired because I didn't sleep well. I'm tired because I didn't sleep well. Because shows the reason. Or, since it's raining, we should take an umbrella. Since it's raining, we should take an umbrella. Since also shows cause. You could say, the roads are wet, so drive carefully. The roads are wet, so drive carefully. So shows the result or consequence. Or, therefore, we need to change our plans. Therefore, we need to change our plans. More formal way to show consequence. Here's another way. Due to the weather, the flight was delayed. Due to the weather, the flight was delayed. Formal, shows cause. Or, as a result of his hard work, he got promoted. As a result of his hard work, he shows the outcome. Let's practice expressing purpose. Why are you doing something? I'm studying hard to pass the exam. I'm studying hard to pass the exam. 2 shows purpose. Or, I'm saving money in order to buy a car. I'm saving money in order to buy a car. In order to is more formal. You might say, I came here so that I could see you. I came here so that I could see you. So that shows purpose with a clause. Or, I'm learning English for my job. I'm learning English for my job. 4 shows purpose with a noun. Let's practice expressing contrast, things that are different or opposite. I like coffee, but she prefers tea. I like coffee, but she prefers tea. But shows contrast. Or, although it's cold, I'm going for a walk. Although it's cold, I'm going for a walk. Although introduces a contrasting idea. You could say, he's rich, yet he's not happy. He's rich, yet he's not happy. Yet shows surprising contrast. Or, despite the rain, we had a great time. Despite the rain, we had a great time. Despite shows contrast with a noun. Here's another way. While I enjoy movies, I prefer books. While I enjoy movies, I prefer books. While shows contrast between 2 things. Or, on the other hand, this option is cheaper. On the other hand, this option is cheaper, presenting an alternative view.
Not only is she smart, but she's also kind. Not only is she smart, but she's also kind. You're adding another positive quality. Or, besides being talented, he's very hardworking. Besides being talented, he's very hardworking. Besides means in addition to. You might say, furthermore, we need to consider the cost. Furthermore, we need to consider the cost. Furthermore is formal, adding another point. Or, in addition to English, I speak Spanish. In addition to English, I speak Spanish. You're adding to a list. Here's how you emphasize. This is extremely important. This is extremely important. Extremely makes it stronger. Or, I absolutely love this place. I absolutely love this place. Absolutely adds total emphasis. You could say, it's really quite beautiful. It's really quite beautiful. Both really and quite add emphasis. Or, this is by far the best option. This is by far the best option. By far emphasizes it's much better than others. Let's practice expressing examples, making your ideas clear with specifics. For example, you could try yoga or meditation. For example, you could try yoga or meditation, introducing specific examples. Or, for instance, Paris is a great city to visit. For instance, Paris is a great city to visit, another way to introduce examples. You might say, there are many options, such as pizza, pasta, or salad. There are many options, such as pizza, pasta, or salad, such as introduces a list of examples. Or, I enjoy outdoor activities like hiking and cycling. I enjoy outdoor activities like hiking and cycling. Like gives examples more casually. Let's practice expressing generalizations, talking about things in general. Generally speaking, people enjoy vacations. Generally speaking, people enjoy vacations. Most people, in general. Or, in general, this is a safe neighborhood. In general, this is a safe neighborhood. Overall, usually. You could say, most people prefer warm weather. Most people prefer warm weather. The majority, not everyone. Or, typically the store opens at 9. Typically the store opens at 9. Usually, normally. Here's another way. As a rule, I don't work on weekends. As a rule, I don't work on weekends. Generally, as my policy. Or, on the whole, I'm satisfied with the results. On the whole, I'm satisfied with the results. Overall, considering everything. Let's practice expressing sequence, putting things in order. First, we need to plan. First, we need to plan. The first step. Or, to begin with, let's introduce ourselves. To begin with, let's introduce ourselves. Starting point. You continue with, then we'll discuss the options. Then we'll discuss the options. The next step. Or, after that, we'll make a decision. After that, we'll make a decision, following the previous step. You might say, next, we'll implement the plan. Next, we'll implement the plan, the following action. Or, subsequently, we'll evaluate the results. Subsequently, we'll evaluate the results. More formal means afterwards. To finish, you say, finally, we'll celebrate our success. Finally, we'll celebrate our success. The last step. Or, in the end, everything worked out. In the end, everything worked out. The final result. Let's practice expressing similarity, things that are alike. This is similar to that one. This is similar to that one. They're alike. Or, she looks like her mother. She looks like her mother. They resemble each other. You might say, these two are almost the same. These two are almost the same. Nearly identical. Or, this reminds me of my childhood home. This reminds me of my childhood home. It brings back similar memories. Here's another way. Likewise, he enjoys reading. Likewise, he enjoys reading. Similarly, in the same way. Or, in the same way, we should approach this carefully. In the same way, we should approach this carefully, using the same method or attitude. Let's practice clarifying and rephrasing, making sure you're understood. In other words, we need more time. In other words, we need more time, explaining the same thing differently. Or, what I mean is, we should be careful. What I mean is, we should be careful. Clarifying your intention. You could say, to put it simply, it's too expensive. To put it simply, it's too expensive. Simplifying a complex idea. Or, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. You want to say it in a different, clearer way. Here's how you emphasize your meaning. What I'm trying to say is, I appreciate your help. What I'm trying to say is, I appreciate your help. Getting to your core message. Or, the point is, we need to act now. The point is, we need to act now. Focusing on the main idea. Let's practice expressing time relationships. When things happen. I'll call you as soon as I arrive. I'll call you as soon as I arrive. Immediately when. Or, we'll start once everyone is here. We'll start once everyone is here. When, after. You might say, I've known her since college. I've known her since college. From that time until now. Or, I'll wait until you're ready. I'll wait until you're ready. Up to the point when. Here's another structure. Before you leave, please turn off the lights. Before you leave, please turn off the lights. Prior to. Or, after we eat, let's go for a walk. After we eat, let's go for a walk. Following that action. You could say, while you were out, someone called. While you were out, someone called. During that time. Or, by the time I arrived, they had left. By the time I arrived, they had left. Before that moment. Let's practice expressing degree and extent. How much? To what degree? I'm extremely happy with the results. I'm extremely happy with the results. Very high degree. Or, she's incredibly talented. She's incredibly talented. Remarkably, amazingly. You might say, it's somewhat difficult. It's somewhat difficult. Moderately, to some degree. Or, this is slightly different. This is slightly different. A little bit, not much. Here's how you express completeness. I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you. 100%. Or, that's totally awesome. That's totally awesome. Entirely, fully. You could say, I partially understand what you mean. I partially understand what you mean. Not fully, but to some extent. Or, I barely made it on time. I barely made it on time. Just barely, almost didn't. Let's practice expressing location and direction, where things are and where they're going. The store is across the street. The store is across the street. On the other side. Or, turn right at the corner. Turn right at the corner. Direction instruction.
You might say, it's next to the post office. It's next to the post office. Beside, adjacent to. Or, the bank is between the cafe and the bookstore. The bank is between the cafe and the bookstore. In the middle of two things. Here's more location language. Go straight ahead for 2 blocks. Go straight ahead for 2 blocks. Continue forward. Or, it's just around the corner. It's just around the corner. Very close, nearby. You could say, head north on Main Street. Head north on Main Street, using compass directions. Or, it's on the left side of the road. It's on the left side of the road. Position relative to the road. Let's practice expressing distance and measurement. How far, how big? It's about 5 miles away. It's about 5 miles away. Approximate distance. Or, the building is 10 stories tall. The building is 10 stories tall. Height measurement. You might say, it's just a short walk from here. It's just a short walk from here. Not far, close way. Or, it'll take roughly 30 minutes. It'll take roughly 30 minutes. Approximate time. Let's practice talking about technology and modern life. This is increasingly important. Can you send me the file? Can you send me the file? Digital document transfer. Or, I'll email you the details. I'll email you the details, using email as a verb. You might say, let me check my phone. Let me check my phone. Looking at your device. Or, did you get my text? Did you get my text? Text message. Here's modern communication. Can you video call me later? Can you video call me later? Video communication. Or, I'll message you on social media. I'll message you on social media, using social platforms. You could say, the app isn't working properly. The app isn't working properly. Application problem. Or, my internet connection is slow. My internet connection is slow. Network issue. Let's practice expressing emotions more deeply. Feelings make us human. I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. I'm feeling overwhelmed right now. Too much to handle. Or, this makes me so happy. This makes me so happy. Joy and delight. Here's how you express strong emotions. I'm thrilled about this opportunity. I'm thrilled about this opportunity. Extremely excited. Or, I'm devastated by the news. I'm devastated by the news. Extremely sad. You could say, I feel grateful for everything I have. I feel grateful for everything I have. Thankful, appreciative. Or, I'm inspired by her story. I'm inspired by her story. Motivated, moved. And as you continue to listen, as you continue to rest, remember that every word you hear is becoming part of you. Your brain is absorbing these patterns, these phrases, these natural ways of speaking. You're not just learning English. You're becoming fluent. You're transforming. Take another deep breath. Feel how relaxed you are. Feel how natural English is starting to sound. Tomorrow, when you wake up, you'll notice something different. Words will come more easily. Understanding will feel more natural. You're on a beautiful journey, and every moment counts.